Brothers and sisters, welcome to our today's program of NJO Leo, or again, today is the day program of the 29th of September 2018. But I'm diffusing it on the, I'm putting it on air on the 30th. So how are you today? I hope that you are doing well wherever you are. So without taking so long, if this is your first time to watch us, we are going to invite you to click on the button to subscribe so that you can watch us whenever we post anything new. And if you want to be alerted whenever we post a new video, so that you can know exactly when we start and you can watch us live, you can click on the bell which is down here, and that bell will allow your phone, you'll allow your television, will allow your computer, to alert you whenever we post a video. So without taking longer, let us go to our headlines of today. The first headline of today is about, we are going to the province of Ituri, where several residents in the territory of Jugu have abandoned their homes since Saturday, 29th of September, fleeing the attack of unidentified militia as well as Congolese army, which has been assaulting by hunting the armed group that attacked the military position of Congolese army in Linga. The second point that we are going to talk about in the province of North Kivu, where the FDLR attacks have forced the inhabitants of Mutao and the Kanyatsi to leave their villages and search for protection, seek for protection elsewhere. And finally, we are going to talk about the meeting that the leaders of the opposition have held in Kinshasa on the 29th of September this year. So what did they say and how did it go? So those are the points that we are going to talk about today. And at the end of my talking, I will pick up one topic that I'll try to develop or to exchange ideas with you. And that's what I will call analyze, or I will analyze that topic briefly, or again in length, if time will allow us. So without taking longer, once again, let us move to the first point of our news today. Here we are going to Ituri, where several residents in the territory of Jugu have abandoned their home since Saturday, September 29th, fleeing the attack of unidentified militia as well as the Congolese army assaults in the hunting the armed group that attacked the military position of Congolese army in Linga. Among the displaced are the population of Linga, Malali, Talikpa, Za, Petro, all of them from the Walendu Pitsi community. Since last Friday, the Congolese army has been patrolling the village of Talikpa in a Dendro group, which is located in Walendu Pitsi community, as well as Petro, Za, and Malali localities, where 5 people lost their lives during the weekend. Among the 5 victims, 2 are Congolese soldiers. One of the 2 soldiers was a colonel. These fightings have caused displacement of the population and have left several people wandering in the region without shelter nor any basic assistance. Several huts in their above cited villages were burned. For the past 2 weeks, this is just to remind you, for the past 2 weeks, several Congolese army positions have been attacked by unidentified gunmen in the Jugu territory, These positions include Movaramo, Songamoya, Tara, where 9 soldiers were killed. The same situation, here now we go to the North Kivu, where the FDLR attacks have forced also the population of Mutao and Kanyatsi to leave their villages and search protection elsewhere. Since Saturday, the 29th of September, a similar situation to that of Ituri has occurred in Mutao and Kanyatsi villages. Both those villages are located in Nyiragongo territory. An exodus was observed after an attack on military position by suspected FDLR from the Virunga National Park. Fighting between the militiamen and the loyal force forced the inhabitants of Mutao and Kanyatsi to abandon their respective villages, live in hurry without taking their belongings. They fled to Muja and Kanyaruchinya in the vicinity of the city of Goma. The situation remains worrying in both villages. On Saturday, 29th of September, in Kinshasa, during the rally organized by the opposition, from Brussels, Pemba launched an appeal during his intervention via a video conference, asking the leaders of the opposition to put in place a common program or vision, I would say, in order to form a coalition government agreement. All the leaders of the opposition had the chance to express themselves in a short speech, and in their speeches, the leaders of the opposition reject categorically the voting machine and the electoral roll idea. They reaffirm, however, their determination to participate in the elections of the 23rd of December 2018. According to the Congolese police, the estimated number of supporters who gathered around that area was about 5,000 people. Militants were seen dressed in colors of their political parties. This is to help you, to tell you, for you to understand that this is the first major joint action of the Congolese opposition. Note that in less than 12 weeks, people of the DRC will go to vote. Note also that the vote will not only focus on the presidential election, but also on legislative at the level of national and provincial. So the election may be held at the same day, or on the same day, maybe at the same also office, wherever you'll vote for the presidential. That way you should also vote for your national or provincial legislative. During their speeches, the leaders of the opposition insisted on a few points, and those points are the ones that I will touch up. I will go through them, not maybe deeply, but I will just try to dig a little bit on those points, and we can share them during our analysis. So that will take us to our today's analysis, where I will talk a little bit about what the leaders of the opposition passed as message to the Congolese people. What should we learn from it, and what are or should be maybe our expectation also from the leaders of the opposition. The first message they conveyed to the people was about the unity. Leaders of the opposition have talked about unity. And they say that to end the current regime, we need unity. And Jean-Pierre Bemba, or John Peter Bemba, insisted that unity of the opposition actors and that of the population is the only thing which will block the road to electoral fraud planned by Nanga. Furthermore, the leader of UDPS, Felix, also said, we promise to stay, he was talking about the leaders of the opposition, we promise to stay united and no one would divide us. I urge opposition activists to stop attacking each other or to stop attacking other opposition leaders. Although all of them talked about unity, I just picked up those two examples to try at least to go through them with you. Unity is very important. Unity is a key of victory. Unity is something that nothing can defeat. Whenever people are united, whenever actions are united, whenever word, mind, heart, spirit, brain, everything is united, then that thing automatically becomes strong or stronger. Article 66 of the Congolese Constitution says that every Congolese has a duty to respect and treat his fellow citizen without any discrimination and to maintain relations with them that preserve, promote, and strengthen national unity, mutual respect, and tolerance. It also has a duty to preserve and strengthen national solidarity, especially when it's threatened. We can see this Article 66 has been promoting the unity among the Congolese people. And our leaders to talk about unity, I'm sure, and it's true, that they are right. They don't go outside the Constitution of the Congo. No, it's there. And this article has been preaching us, has been telling us that, you know, we have to respect and treat fellow citizens without any discrimination. Whenever unity is there, discrimination will never and ever exist. Whenever unity is among us, we will maintain good relationship between ourselves. And whenever unity is there, we will become a nation which is strong and which will be full of respect and tolerance. And that's what the leaders were talking about in this context, inviting not only the people of the Congo to unite, to be united or to unite, but also their leaders to be united too. And the leaders have given to us a message that we should be united in order to do what? To block the road for the electoral fraud planned by Nanga. Nanga is the boss of CENI, which is the entity which has been dealing with the election preparation or process. For me, I would say that yes, people are not only invited to unite for the cause of these coming elections, but also we are invited to unite for every single day, for the life of every day. Donc, day after day, we should be united for many other purposes of life, of the well-being of Congo, of the welfare of each Congolese citizen. We should be and remain and stay united. People's unity is the only weapon that will defeat the ongoing DRC balkanization process, which is in place actually. And the balkanization in the Congo actually, people have been, whenever we talk about balkanization, people just think about, you know, dividing the land in portion. Yes, that is a geopolitical balkanization, but you have got also social balkanization. As I said in one of my reflections recently, where people are starting to create conflict among us, to give to us ideas which will break our relationship, where someone from maybe Mbujimai will hate someone from Kisangani for no reason. They'll just create something, and then you can see a Muluba from Mbujimai is in conflict with a Muluba from Kananga. Just the fact of being someone from Kananga, the person from Mbujimai doesn't accept you as a friend, as a fellow Congolese. Therefore, a conflict which has no foundation at all will just grow tall, and you'll prefer to live your life because you belong to Mbujimai. The other one will prefer to live his life because he belongs to Kananga. And those type of division, that's what we call social balkanization, will separate you from the other. You'll start to treat your fellow citizen as enemies. Because you are from the northern part of the country, you don't like those who are from the southern part, or central, or eastern, or western. Automatically, there is a balkanization in our brain where we say, I can't do a good job with people of such tribe, with people from such province, or again, within the same province, but you can also find people breaking in pieces because they don't want to work with those who belong to other communities or other tribes, or again, other collectivities, suburbs. And that's a strategy that they've been using to separate us, first of all, mentally. And once that is done, if, for example, I'm from, this is just an example, from Kikwit, and someone else is from maybe Bandundu, the other part of Bandundu, automatically, because I don't like the person who comes from another corner of Bandundu because I belong to Kikwit, if someone will suggest to me to put a fence between me and that person, I will be quite happy to say yes, better to have a fence between us so that we don't have anything to do with them. That is a way that things work. So once mentally we are divided, it will be easier whenever someone will come and propose or suggest to separate our land, we will easily accept it because we have been already tired. We have been already fed up with the behavior, with all the truth or the false stories that we have been consuming for the past few months, days, or years. So the main weapon to defeat that balkanization, to break it down, will only be to have people's unity. Once we are united, we will defeat that balkanization. Vital Kamerhe, the chairperson of UNC, pointed out that insecurity in the East is an extermination plan. And that is true because to exterminate people, it can be just to kill you physically or again to kill you mentally. And the mentally killing has been reigning these days, where you can see in schools, they don't encourage students to go to school. They don't encourage education in the Congo. They don't pay teachers. How will the teachers teach without salary? For example, they don't supply materials, educative materials. They don't supply books or even just piece of chalks, chalks. They don't even have chalks or blackboard and so on. So teachers will end up by not teaching or taking bribery or, doing anything they want. And that has led us to a situation where today we'll have a Congolese people, Congolese student who will complete their university, degrees, and they cannot even write a full sentence without 26 or 5 or 2 or 9 mistakes. Their lack of, you will see it, lack of confidence is everywhere at all levels. So for the past 20 years, they have been killing the youth intellectually so that they can become weaker and weaker without being strong intellectually. It won't be easy for them tomorrow to lead the country. Then those who lead the country will be those who have been fighting for balkanization. They will be leaders and they will continue to take whatever they want to take. And that's why Kamer has understood, and he has also pointed it out. I've never spoken to Kamer about this, but he brought it out, which is true. And wherever they cannot only use the intellectual extermination, they use the physical one. That's how you can understand wars everywhere and so on and so forth. I've been talking about this situation in some of my reflection programs, and I will continue to do so slowly. I hope that you will understand. In the same context, Katumbi also said that we should unite to drive these people away, the enemies of the nations. Who are those enemies of our nation? Why does Katumbi say that? He said it because he knows enemies of the nations are there. Enemies of our nation are present in our country, and you should drive them away. How can you drive them away? Only by unity. We have been starting a group, People's United, or People's Unity Group. It's a WhatsApp group where people will give suggestions, where people will give propositions, where people will give ideas. What can we do to build the unity of our country? What strategies should we put in place in order to become stronger as a united country? Truly, Mobutu used to say, Congolese, that time it was Zaire, we should stay one united. That is true. We should stay one and united. And I've also add on top of that, our unity shouldn't just be limited to physical unity. We should also be intellectually united. You bring your idea, someone else brings his idea, someone else brings another one. We put those ideas together and then we'll become stronger. We put our actions together, then we'll become stronger. That's the unity that we are after, intellectual unity. And if, in case some people, for example, those who lost their houses, those who have been wandering in the bush today, if you have got any support, physical support, financial support maybe, we can say, okay, in the unity we can assist these people. To fight for our country, we can assist such and such strategies, and that will lead us to something great. As you know, People's Unity holds victory to any type of attack against the sovereignty of our homeland. Opposition leaders have asked us to be united, which is a very good thing. We appreciate that, and I appreciate, every time I say it, I appreciate sincerely our leaders of the opposition. They are committed, they have left everything aside, they have even given up their families, their duties to come and fight for the well-being of you and I, of the Congolese people. What a sacrifice. We all know that. That's something so amazing. The role they are playing, it's not a small role. It's so hard, but they give everything, their time, their mind, their money, their health, their everything for the sake of our country. We should, at all cost, congratulate them. We should, at all cost, recognize what they have been doing for the country. However, The opposition leaders who have been telling us we should be united, we are also begging them for this time to make a big exception, to also be united, to also act in the way that they will act for the people of the Congo. They should put aside all their interests or selfish interests, which very often divide them. They have been saying during that meeting, they have been saying that, you people of the Congo shouldn't fight each other. And of course, that is true. We don't need to fight each other. And them also, our leaders of the opposition, they shouldn't also fight, because the Congolese people are not ready to learn that fights have been, maybe there have been a fight among our leaders. We wish them to be united, and that their unity reflects sincerity, credibility, and power. And I will say that for the future presidential candidate of the opposition, they should also consider to work hand in hand, not only with their peers, as one of the leaders said, they should consider to work with their peers, but also to work with the population, the Congolese people. They should work hard and at least find sometimes at some stage to include, to involve the population, the community into their work. And everything should be done with love for the people of the Congo, as Kamere said. And this is what I will call the better, or a better generosity. That's for me. I've seen in the past, sometimes we'll try to contact a leader of the opposition. And here I'm not only talking about those candidates for the presidential. No, I'm also talking about those at the legislative, national legislative or provincial legislative level. To get hold of them, it's almost impossible. Sometimes even you need magic in order to talk to them. They have no time for the population. So we have been asking for the leaders of the opposition this time to make the difference. Have time for the Congolese people. Get some time to talk to them. Get some time to exchange with them. Get some time to do at least what you should do for them, and to hear also their cries. It's true that you are extremely busy. You have a lot to deal with on your plate. But if you can find at least one day in 3 months, 2 days maybe in 3 months, or 5 days in 6 months, where you will assign those days to be the day of meeting with people, that would be awesome. I've seen in countries like Kenya, where you can meet with ministers by appointment. You can meet even with the president of Kenya, just by writing an application, asking for an appointment, tell them your reason for seeing the president, and they will book an appointment for you. And there are days where the president of the country will receive the citizen of the country. That's a good role model, because you are our leaders and we are voting for you. So give to us at least access to you, to yourselves, to you, our leaders. Unfortunately, based on the past experience, most of the leaders, you'll only have access to them, you'll only see them when it's a period of campaigning. When the campaign comes, those leaders can come close to the population, talk to the population, show them that we love you, showing them that we are here for you. And after the campaign, they will vanish, they will disappear. They will go back to their respective offices, and that's it. You will never see them again or anymore. The leaders of the opposition have told us, as Chilombo said, we have to support the leaders of the opposition. Very good point. I mean, I appreciate that. We have to support them. And that's our duty, to support our leaders of the opposition. He added, no insult. You don't need to insult them, not to insult them. True, that is correct. I agree with him. We don't need to insult them. We don't neither need to insult our fellow Congolese people. We don't need either to insult any other person. We should respect everybody. We should respect people. We should respect their social rank. We should respect and all of that. But sometimes leaders also should behave as leaders. They should remember that they are leaders. They should remember that they are parent of a large political party or a small political party. They should also try to control their actions and behaviors, and know that our actions and behaviors should reflect dignity and respect. They should also take into consideration their position vis-à-vis of the nation, and also think about the trust, value, and confidence that the population of the Congo has been placed in them. One time I spoke about this phenomenon Ujana in Kinshasa. And according to the information that we have in hand, many of those young minors, girls and boys who are under the age 17 have been wandering around for prostitution. And those who go with those girls very often are members of the parliament. They are our leaders somehow. Members of the parliament are the first one to behave in that way. That sometimes can push people to start to insult their leaders. Because it's like, okay, you represent us, but your conduct does not reflect who you are. And that can be one reason. But on the other hand, I also admit and I also know that there are also people who did not get a right education. People who are not well educated also exist. And their job is just to insult anyone at any time and from any circumstance. They don't care. They just, and sometimes tolerance should be the best response to that. So we'll urge our leaders also to try to remember from time to time that we are leaders and you should behave like leaders, because you are like the train which has been pulling a number of, behind it, so that we can move forward. If you are carrying us, if you are pulling us behind you, we'll only follow you. And if your behavior, if there is something which is not correct, I will suggest, instead of insulting our leaders, it would be better to send them a message. Maybe to send them an email. Maybe to talk to their representatives in our area to pass on the message. The other point is that our leaders talked about, it's a support of the international community. It's a good thing to have international community intervening during our electoral process. So far we have got MONUSCO, which has been in the Congo for the past 20 years. And their contribution, to be honest so far, is not that awesome. It's not that terrible. It's not that magical. And many people can testify that. I'm not saying that MONUSCO doesn't do anything. No. They do it at, at some level which people could not even expect. For 20 years, what have you seen as a result? So for whatever is coming, we'll appreciate if the international community could intervene, but intervening in a proper way, in a way that will benefit our country, the Democratic Republic of the Congo. The intervention shouldn't only to see the interest of the illegal government, which is in place, the government of Kabila, or again to see their own interests, rather than that of the population. Our leaders also touched another point of having one candidate who will represent the opposition. And Jean-Pierre Bemba, John Peter Bemba has urged his his colleagues, saying that, okay, an urgent meeting of all the opposition candidates to nominate a candidate who will have to carry the joint program of the opposition was, to be there. He said, you see, use the leaders of the opposition who are present in Kinshasa to be good all together for us to nominate a candidate who is going to carry our joint program of the opposition. Furthermore, Martin Fayulu also added, the only opposition candidate, yes, we agree, we need one, but it's not today. Everything has a time. Today, the necessary point today is for the people of the Congo to understand that we cannot go to a butchery or to a slaughterhouse where Kabila wants to bring us. Jean-Pierre Bemba said, look, we need a candidate, we should nominate a candidate, and then that candidate will carry our joint program. Fayulu added, yes, it's good to have a candidate, but not today. We have to wait because there is a time for everything. Otherwise, if you present a candidate today, he might be slaughtered. He might be killed, which is true. Which is true. It has been a while now since you have been talking about a unique or one candidate for the opposition. And they have been promising us, and lately it was like, during that meeting of the 29th, we may know who will be the candidate. But the name of the candidate was not said neither. We have to wait for the protection of that candidate. But even at 5 days before the election, if you proclaim the name of that candidate, and if they want to kill him or kill that person or slaughter him or her, that can happen. That can happen. It's not something to hide. But what the population of the Congo wanted to know or to hear, maybe the leaders of the opposition could say, look, we have already had a candidate, but we won't tell you the name yet. But the candidate is there. We have chosen one, and we'll let you know the name of the person maybe within the next few days. That could at least a little bit, calm down the spirit of people, because people are like, okay, now time is moving fast, less than 12 weeks. The candidate is not designated yet, meaning nominated yet. Then we understand from Jean-Pierre Bemba's declaration, they should also have a joint program of the opposition, for the opposition. So there is somehow something which is not moving well or fast. Based on what he said, I would say that there is no any candidate so far. There is no any program, joint program, neither. And then Fayulu said we have to wait for the right time to come. So when will the right time come? Maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after tomorrow. I gave them 100% of, right. They have to do whatever they are doing. They know what they are doing for the people of the Congo. We trust them. However, in 11 weeks, are we going able, the opposition, the leaders of the opposition, are they going to be able to present to us that opposition joint program? Plus their candidate. However, although Fayulu said what he said, although he proclaimed what he proclaimed, everything has to wait for its right time, he added something very, very important. He said, by choosing the candidate, we want someone who has the capacity to change the country's situation. And this person is in the opposition, nowhere else. We want someone who has the capacity to change our country's situation. That means a lot. Something clicks in my mind. It's like, okay, so far we haven't yet chosen someone. So we should maybe have a list of conditions which will tell us the candidates who should be the good candidates, the requirements, the capacities. We have to go through them, discuss about the modalities if you want. It's like a job description. Then based on that, based on the capacities of that person, we may choose someone who represents us. It's good. For good result, they can choose someone. But once again, looking at that, I may say that there will be some criteria for selecting a candidate who will have the ability to change the country's situation, and that at all levels. Military level, maybe economic level, maybe social level, maybe political level, maybe at any other level. That's a big task. Or again, they will choose a candidate, and we know, of course, they have got peers, you know, other people. It can be Katumbi, Katumbi will have a Bemba here, will have a Kamere, and so on and so forth. If it will be Kamere, the candidate for the presidential, then we have got Tshisekedi behind him, we have got someone there, and so on. And on top of that, we have the population. And those criteria that they will set in order to find someone who can change the country's situation, I think this is just my foolishness or my little contribution. They should also maybe involve the population in that process. Set up maybe a website where people can write what do they think should be the best criteria for their leaders. So that let people also feel like, you know, they are involved in the process of choosing their own leaders. Let people feel like, you know, we are also taking part in the process of choosing someone who is going to lead us tomorrow if those elections will take place. And of course, the people can write whatever they want. And it will be up to those leaders to pick up maybe 1, 2, or 3 things from the population, add them on top of the criteria, and the population will also be happy. We have chosen the person, we gave some criteria, and they were taken into consideration. Then they can choose by themselves whoever they want. Furthermore, they have also to look at the other agenda, or as Jean-Pierre Bemba suggested, you know, they need to have what they are calling a common or a joint program. Time is moving so fast, and they should look at that too. Meaning that our leaders of the opposition, I think for the next 11 weeks, they will be extremely busy, working tirelessly in order to put things together. And we, the population, we should support them. We should be behind them. We should be there to raise up their hands, to tell them what is good, rather than insulting or rather than, you know, minimizing them. We should be there to support them because they are working tirelessly for us. So when I think about now this joint program, based on what I've seen in other countries, from my little experience, I've seen in other countries, people will say, okay, now we want to do the opposition joint program. The first point that they will start with is very often, we are going to the election, and the election is not only limited to the presidential level. We have got the national legislative, we have got the provincial legislative. So we should have a program which includes all those 3 levels of elections. But actually in the Congo, we the population, maybe also our leaders, we have been only talking about, mostly talking about the presidential candidacy. We need a common one candidate for the presidential. Don't we also need common candidate for legislative at the level of provincial legislative or national legislatives? I think we do need. Otherwise, if we don't have common candidates at those levels, as we know, in parliament, the majority always wins. We may end up to find that the majority of members of parliament will be maybe members of a FCC, Kabila's group, because they have been working so in the way that, you know, they don't neglect or minimize the legislative, provincial legislative or legislative. No, they are trying so hard to work at all levels. They have been putting strength at those levels also. And as you know, laws are vested by parliaments. And if laws are vested by parliament, it means that the majority will vote. If you say, okay, who is against? And if the majority is against any law, that law won't pass. If the majority is for that law will pass. So if we don't look carefully about on the parliamentary or legislative at the national level, we may find ourselves in a corner where all our laws won't pass, because the people of Kabila will occupy the majority of the parliament. Secondly, if there is a majority in the parliament, we may also end up to find that the prime minister is theirs. And as you remember, as you know, Kabila is the legal entity of the FCC, is the moral person of the FCC. And furthermore, he is a senator for life. That according to our constitutional law, Article 104 has said Kabila is a senator for life. And if he's a senator for life, believe me or not, anything can happen. Let me say, I assume, this is just an assumption, Shadari becomes the president of the Congo. Then, after 2 days, 5 days, after swearing in, he may say, after swearing in, he can say, look, I'm feeling uncomfortable. I want to quit this job. Or again, I'm sick, I cannot continue to do this job. Because he's free to quit. Automatically according to law. Because Shadari can die, because Shadari can resign, because Shadari can say, okay, I've got an impediment case. Automatically according to Article 76 of our Constitution, the boss or the president of Senate will automatically become the president, the interim president of the country. And if Kabila is a Senate for life, and if they win the majority in parliament, what would happen? They will vote for Kabila to become the president for the Senate. And once Kabila is the president of the Senate, in case Shadari, resign, automatically Kabila will go back again to that role of becoming the president of the Congo for some time, while waiting for him to organize the elections. That's our constitution. That's our law. But remember, still Kabila has the army, justice system, and a lot of, government institutions in his hands. All of those are his. He controls them. And let me say, what will be now the fate of the new president? Even if it's Tshisekedi, even if it's Kamere, even if it's whoever he will be, if we are going to the election and someone wins, who is going to be the best president without having any trust with the army? Or again, the army doesn't belong to him, the army belongs to someone else, without a parliament which support him, without the justice system which does support him, and so on and so forth. You can't, and even with magic, you can't lead a country when the army is not on your side, the justice system is not on your side, parliament is not on your side, or again, all the major institutions of the country are not on your side. You will fail. Dramatically, you will fail. So we have to look at that also. The leaders of the opposition carried on and they talked about a credible election. Credibility in the election is really good. They said we will never and ever go to the elections if those voting machines will be there, or again, if they did not respect the agreement that we did in Saint Sylvestre. Such wonderful, very good determination. However, we are going to the election on the 23rd of December. Fantastic. Is that yes? They said, yes, we are going. And we also say as supporters, yes, we are going to the election. They said no to the voting machine on that day. And also we say also no to those voting machines. We agree on that. We agree on that. However, OIF, the International Organization for Francophonie, has given a list of problems of credibility. Today, these people, CENI, can put aside the voting machine. They can put aside all that, release maybe those who are political prisoners. But still, they can cheat the vote. In the past, we didn't have voting machine, but cheating was there. And most of cheating in the old system was like, in our centers, voting centers, you'll have people who will be there like witnesses. They will see what is happening. They will be present. But cheating happened very often. Whenever they will take those ballots to transport them from the voting center to the counting place. That's where problems started. Sometimes those ballots will come by air. Will the witness be in that helicopter, in that truck, or in that bus which will carry the ballot? Question mark. Maybe in the same helicopter, in the same truck, there will already be other voting papers or other voting bulletins or other voting ballots. And that is common. That it was known. So cheating has been there for some time. And if our focus is only on the voting machine, only on those who have, given the electoral vote without his fingerprint, we don't have to forget that cheating is there. And apart from that, another way of cheating is what? They can also tell us, look, wars have been everywhere, trouble everywhere around the country. How can you go to the election with those troubles? Maybe it's not time to go for the elections. But I will urge our leaders of the opposition to continue to stick on their yes, we are going to the election on the 23rd, and no for whatever they said no. We are not using those machines, we are not doing such and such and such. No matter if war is there, no matter whatever is happening, but we want really to stick on what we have promised. As Tshisekedi said, we will not deceive the population of the Congo, and we don't want any deception. We don't want any betrayal. We have to remember that what you said for refusing that machine, it's not only, you didn't say it for fun, or our leaders did not say it for fun to please the population. No, it's something which is serious. However, if those machines are not discarded, if the process is not clean, if we confirm that, you know, the climate is unrest in the Congo, wars are here and there, what is going to happen? I will urge the leaders of the opposition in such a situation, because they can say, no, there is no election, and not because of the machine, but wars, maybe in Beni, Bunia, Kasai, wherever, wars has been everywhere, the unrest climate is everywhere. Therefore, we can't do the elections in such conditions. I will urge the leaders of the opposition, that will be the time to launch the implementation of the Article 64 of our Constitution, which says every Congolese has a duty to defeat any individual or group of individuals who seize power by force or who exercises it in violation of the provisions of this Constitution. That will be a good opportunity to tell everybody now, okay, stand up, and this is a strategy, this is the way we are going to do it, and people have to launch that Article 64. Leaders of the opposition, you have got 1,000 of people behind you, millions of people support you. Saying a word will change our nation, because people trust you, they listen to you. And this is a time to do something. We know very well, because FCC is trying to see how Kabila will continue to lead the country, will be there forever. They will come up with other, you know, ideas, as for example, I've just said, wars everywhere in the country. We can't go to the election with wars. So let us sit around the table. Let us talk about the situation. Let us, you know, postpone the election so that we can settle things around the country, because it's not possible to have elections in such a climate. Please, leaders of the opposition, please, we beg you, do not accept any type of dialogue. Do not accept any type of, again, agreement to come around the table with either FCC or presidential majority or Kabila himself and say, look, let us now talk and see what we can do. Please don't do that. Remember what Laurent Désiré Kabila did. He sulked dialogues with Mobutu. He refused, to the point that Mobutu was crawling like a baby. That was a good lesson. Sometimes we should also say, no, we have had a lot of dialogues which they don't even honor or respect. Why to go to move forward with another one? And that's what they are planning, for a dialogue to have places so that the elections can be postponed, so that maybe something else can be done in order for those who exploit the country can continue to get their money. The opposition leaders, as I said again, they said they will not betray the people of the Congo. And Katumbi said to them, whatever you are saying, whatever you are doing today is an oath of unity. So leaders of the opposition, what you are proclaiming, what you are saying is an oath of unity. And as you said, we are going to the elections, please, you should go to the election. As you said, we are not going to use those machines, good, we are not going to use those machines. Remember that oath. And I hope tomorrow, among our leaders, here I'm not talking only about the presidential, but also at the legislative levels, among you people, I'm sure that some of you won't be corrupt, and then they will change their mind. It will be like, oh, no, we should just go to the election with those voting machines, and let's see how the result will be. In case the result is not on our favor, then we can apply the Article 64. Please don't do that. If you say no to the machine, we don't even need to go near to them or accept them. Or don't come with theories saying, oh, look, yes, those machines have been reviewed by someone and now they are fine, we can go to the election. Please, let your yes be yes and your no, let it be no. Because the Congolese who are not ready to go again through the same scenario like the ones that I saw during the time of Mobutu, where we had l'Union Sacrée de l'Opposition, Sacred Union for the Opposition, which was saying no to Mobutu. They came together, a strong group of opposition, but what broke them down, or in pieces, it was banknotes, money. Whenever they saw money, the Sacred Union collapsed. Someone took some amount here, another one took some amount there, someone else took some amount there, and people just, oh, it was a disaster for the population. We were very disappointed. And actually, as you have heard, I believe, they have been preparing also fake bank notes that they will distribute during the elections. And with the population also, they will come and, throw money to us, vote for us. We don't also have to betray our leaders of the opposition for money. Or again, for t-shirt, maybe for caps, maybe for anything, a banderole, or anything they will give to you. You don't need to betray your country. Because betraying the leader of the opposition means that you are betraying your nation. And nothing will change. Kabila said at the United Nations during his speech, he says that, we have been, there was an electoral consensus in the DRC. What consensus? Consensus on what? Consensus on what? On the voting machine or on something else? Personally, I'm not aware of that. But we should know that he may have also consensus. He may consult the FCC and they may have a few things to do. But we have to stand on our feet. And if the opposition will win this battle, this is my viewpoint. If the opposition will win this election and we find a new president who will come from the opposition, what I would say, first of all, would be to review the justice system, because actually it is under Kabila. Review the justice system. Clean it. Then after that, he starts to build a second Makala prison. Either in Kinshasa, wherever you want. The second Makala prison. Then he starts to call all the members of this government of Kabila. Kabila himself, his ministers, even the governors, even those who are just mayors of the town or cities. They have to stand on trial. We don't need to send them to ICC. We don't need to send them to the international court. No, they should be judged in our country and sentenced in our country. I will stop there for today, saying that always remember, people wins. No matter what happens, the people of the country are winners. Nothing is stronger than the united population. People's unity is stronger than even a thunder. It is stronger than a tree, than a concrete. So let us continue to be united. Let us continue to be one. Congo will remain one. Congo will continue to be strong. Congo will be stronger and stronger forever. So you have to work, to participate, to contribute for the success of our country, for the change of our country. You, friend of the Congo, you are invited to help. You, Congolese, you are invited to participate and help. And together, in unity, we'll move forward. I will remind you again that we have been creating this WhatsApp group that we'll call People's Unity. And in that WhatsApp group, we'll exchange ideas, we'll contribute by any means in order to support people's unity in the Congo, of the Congo, and for the Congo. Once again, if you want to join us, our email address is there. You can write to us your interest. You can also send us a message via our WhatsApp number, which is there, to join us. And together, we'll move forward for the victory of the Congo and freedom from the slavery that Congo has been crossing for the past several years. Once again, thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for watching our program. And we are going to talk to you again next time. Good morning, good evening, good night, and see you next time. Ciao for now.